All right, greetings once again, fellow traders. This is Michael Storm, also known as Robin Hood. Today is the 14th. It's January 14th, and we have 1 month, well, not 1 month, we have 2 weeks into the new year. I've got 1 month into a new account I set up in preparation, for the new year, and I was trying to fund it up with money before Christmas, and then Christmas came along, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I ended up trading it a little tiny bit. It was very little, but there's swing trades, right? And Christmas actually went kind of well, Christmas to New Year's, and I just couldn't resist. I placed a few. But what I'd like to go over today is I'd like to show you guys, well, a couple things. Since I first was talking about that, and I just put my my tweet out on Twitter. Let me start off with bringing this in and showing you what it looks like. Oh God, I hit my, yes. Oof. Jesus. Pardon me. I wanted to make absolutely sure I hid my account number. I do not want the hacker thing I had happen last year. Okay, so this is my reset account. It was done on 12/14, and we're 1 month in. Okay, currently today is Friday. I'm sorry. It's Friday, 1/14. Having a Joe Biden senior moment. Don't get old. Okay, so I'm trading at 0.01. All right, I had $8,000 start, trading at 0.01 per bullet, and currently we have 16,500 pips generated in 23 work days. All right, and the current score, $1,800. I'm almost to 25%. I guess when I hit $2,000, I'm going to be the 25% mark. Oh no! All those sounds. Can't tell if I'm still recording. My internet's got funky problems lately. Okay, I took a break for a few minutes until I could hear that my internet came back on. I just want to make sure I'm going. So here's our little pip tracker or whatever EA that we have. You can see account doubles 0 because I've not doubled yet. Next double 6,000 away. Here's how much money on average per day, 79.25. And there's our A pips, which is adjusted pips per day, and currently at there it goes again. 717 pips per day. And we're doing all this in 5 hours. Okay, live on screen. I don't know if something like this interests you, but we are certainly willing to teach you. If you've got 5 hours a day to learn, you break it down, it's about 50 cents an hour. So anyway, we moved to 0.01 to 0.02 for the last week, based on low confidence trades, medium confidence trades. Next week, it's going to go low confidence, medium confidence, and high confidence. So just wanted to share that with you. I don't know if that's something that interests you or not, but we do have a live room, and we teach people how to trade. And then we also believe that people learn by doing it live. You learn much better if you're doing it live. Okay. Now, you are looking at the US dollar index. If you are not using this, okay, let me suggest unto you that you should get the US dollar index. Why? Well, it is very nice to be able to see, because the US dollar is the #1 most traded thing out there, most traded currency, and it can really move at particular times. Now, first I'll show you what we've been thinking for the past couple of months, and then I'll show you what we've been doing. So if you don't jump ahead on the video, okay? Just stay with me here. I'm going somewhere. I'm a professional trader, professional teacher, and I'm trying to gently guide you and lead you along into some wisdom. Excuse me while I close my door, try and block out the sound of my kids in the background. So here we go. Now, for the last couple of months, me and my team have been looking at the US dollar over here on a monthly chart. You are using monthly charts, right? Monthly chart lives matter. Okay, this used to be terrible, terrible resistance multiple times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right there. And here it was not. So it went through. How do we know that this stopped being resistance? Price went through. So when price came back and tested it, like, this is resistance, which is supposed to be retested, right? It got retested. It held as support. And we go, that's Trader 101. Baby stuff. I know. Everybody knows it, right? Here is support again. Here is support again. We have been looking long for months, for like a year. We've been looking long dollar. But now, after the stochastics went like this and are completely peaked and crossed over and pointed down, and there's room to run, and we've been up for 12 months or 8 months, depending on how you count it. This is a 50% fib. If you were to, if you were to put your fib in from here to here, you can see that we hit the 50% fib, and we're 8 months straight up, and there's a pile of resistance there. So we were just not in love with it. For the past couple of months, we were thinking about shorting it. Not just this month, but last month in December, and also over here in November. We have thought about shorting the dollar because we were in supply and not demand. We were at resistance and a fib, not demand. And we were very high. So we got a topping tail. We got another topping tail. It brought in a doji. And just a couple days ago, we were having this topping tail right here. So me and my team were looking at this and waiting, because let me go to the weekly. Right here represents, I think, 30, 40 days, maybe 40 days. And every high we're shorting. Now, one thing most traders have a problem with is they fall victim to the 5-minute chart or the 15-minute chart or whatever. They're just looking at some kind of a trend, 5-minute, 15-minute, intraday, an intraday trend. They're not looking at the total picture, right? Just looking at one time frame, and they fall victim and say, oh, I can't short it. I can't short it now. It's going up. It's going up. It's green. It's strong. It's really strong. It looks like it's going to go higher and higher. And people can't short it because they see this. They see this 5-minute rocking. They see this 15-minute rocking, and they're too scared to short it, right? The trend is your friend until it ends, and trying to get the end is a little hard. When it's live and it's not Memorex, it's a little bit hard. You're never going to pick the top. You're never going to pick the bottom. But we're supposed to try and get a piece of meat out of the middle. So when we're shorting up here, and it keeps rocking down, rocking down, rocking down, we've got to cover. And then the other day, right here, when me and my roomies were chatting about it several days ago, we were thinking that this was going to drop like a stone, bust this right here, and come all the way down to our very next level, which was right here. This was our weekly target. And all of this happened in 2 days. It's very quick, very powerful move, right? So, that being said, when you look at the monthly and see how overbought it is, and then you look at the weekly and see how it just made a weekly pseudo sell bar all in 2 days, hit this target level, this is still an uptrend. See? Still an uptrend. But it's just a big pullback in a big uptrend. So we went long right here. Once we hit our target area, which was here, we bailed. And by the way, just to assure you, nothing I say in here is a lie. I'm not a liar. I don't lie. Don't believe in it. It's not good for anybody, anywhere, at any time. And all of my roomies see this video. So like if I was actually saying something that was untrue or lying, I'd have like 50 people, 60 people catch it. They would absolutely call me out on it immediately and say, you liar. It'd be terrible. So I can't do that, and I'm not. So here where we were looking at it short, well here, and then we broke down, we rock and rolled, and ever since this place here for 2 days, This is 2 days. We have been buyers of the dollar. Long. We're long. Take a look at the 1 hour chart. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Let's go look at the session indicator. So this is Friday right here. This is Thursday. And this is Wednesday when it got smoked. Wednesday evening, we consolidated. Please notice. Put in more downside action. More downside action in New York. Retested it again in Asia. Retested it again in London. And here's today. So we have been buyers ever since right about here. This is where we lightly were buying. Some people will say, oh, never add to a losing position. Well, I was thankful to get a chance to add to a losing position. It consolidated and it went lower. And it hit my short target. And I got to add over here. I got to add over here. I was adding and adding and adding. And now, as we finally have broken up like crazy, I'm out. I still want it long because the daily is bouncing off of this. The stochastics are lined up right, and we have a daily buy signal. But what just bounces in a straight line? I mean, does anything just bounce in a straight line? Not usually. There's some kind of a pullback, right? So we shift over now to the 4 hour chart, and we think about it. The stochastics were buried. Now they've crossed and moved up. We've got triple-ish bottoms right there. We have a baby 4 hour buy that didn't work. We have another small 4 hour buy that tried to work but failed. There's another 4 hour buy, right? Still trying to work. Failed. Went a little bit lower. Tested our target to perfection. And then finally put in some monster green bars. So it's letting up steam, right? And we're going back up here into the, to the investor trend. Wouldn't you expect a little bit of a pullback? Maybe going into Asia on Sunday or Monday, going into Monday. You'd expect the pullback, right? Here's your riverbanks in place, your MA crossover. I mean, what just goes straight up? There should be some pullback. Now, the whole issue is how far? How far is that pullback? Don't know. I mean, we've broken the 100. We almost attacked the 200. We're almost to our next target spot. But it just seems to me that price should pull back first, lower, maybe from where we are now. We'll come back a little bit. Maybe Asia we can drop, I don't know, 17 pips. Maybe in London we can end up falling like another 16 pips or so and come back here into this zone, right? And if we get that chance, if this falls, we get a chance to buy it over here, then I'm going to be looking for it to come up like crazy, smack the 200, go right through it, and hit over here, which used to be supportive. All right, and we'll go back into the daily chart, and you can see it there. You can also see it in the 4 hour chart. This used to be supportive. Okay, just depends on the time frame you want to draw it out to. Right in here, this 1 hour as well. All time frames matter. All of them do. So personally, what I'd like to see is a drop down here maybe, and trying to pick the low is difficult, but I'd be willing to add into dollar longs if we could do this thing, right? Especially on a 15-minute chart. I would love to see this number kissed and then take off and come up here. So how can we utilize that knowledge going forward with other things that we trade? Well, one great way is right here with ZAR, US dollar ZAR. We were all short the ZAR, and this may not look like much on the daily chart, but that is a huge 8,000 pip fall. It might have taken a ton of days to get there. Okay, 8,000 pip fall. We were short up here. We were short for many days up here waiting for this, right? And so when we finally fell, we got out of all of our ZAR and ended up taking it long a couple of times. In addition to that, you can utilize it on other pairs like SEK. This is the US dollar SEK. And we were short. We were waiting for this to break and we've been short for, I think this is like 40 days. Let me, 37, yeah, whatever, 37, 38. Okay, so we have been shorting the highs, covering the lows, anticipating this would break and that it would move to the next level. We finally got it. So we were very happy, you know, because it just took a long time. I think I chatted with you last week about this. The entry from point A to point Z, the final target, nobody knows what that journey is going to look like, right? Well, with this pair, you can see that the journey looked like an absolute nightmare for 38 days. And there's two ways to look at this. One way is you say, oh my God, this is horrible. I got short and that was my target and it took 38 days to get there. I'm completely bummed out and depressed. Well, if you're a swing trader, sure, you are depressed. Absolutely, I agree. But if you are a scalper who was constantly in and constantly out, trading it 1,000 times over, right? Look at the charts. Let me go show you. Now, this is that 40 days in question. Do you have any idea how many trades we were able to take? 2, 3, 4 times a day, right? Let's say 3 on average times 40. We had about 120 trades in here. And when you're looking at it all crunched up and you're looking at the 4-hour chart, you're like, Well, you're not thinking. you got to go down and look at the lower time frames, all right? Some of these were incredible. This was 810 pips. Look at that mean pop over there. This right here was 1,000 something pips, right? This over here was 980 pips. This thing really moves, and we've had tremendous moves. And not only did we get short on this up here, and every time it fell, we were able to take profits. We also got to go long right here because we hit our short target and got long. And look at the move in 2 days, just 2 days, 1,400 pips. So I think, personally, maybe it's just me. It could be just me, right? Maybe it's not you. I think that if you look at the US dollar index and start to watch that, put it on one of your monitors, right? Float that thing somewhere. Okay, and toggle, you know, every time the clock changes, 15-minute chart, every time the clock changes on the hourly chart, toggle through and look, where's my 15-minute buys? Where's my 15-minute sells? What's my next support resistance area? What's my next target zone? You know, whatever that may be, toggle your time frames. Keep your eye on the US dollar index, and you can trade some of these pairs like ZAR or SEK or even MXN. We were short MXN over here and waiting for this, and the fall was ridiculous. It took like months to do it, but there were 17,500 pips. You see, so it's not bad, you know, trying to trade dollar pairs when you're keeping your eyes on the euro, you're keeping your eye on, you know, the SEK, the ZAR, the MXN or the NOK, whatever. I don't trade like HUF or PLN or any of those things. I mean, I gotta be real. I gotta just pick a few. I can't go ballistic. You know, but this one here, NOK, US dollar NOK, yeah, I liked it. We were short in the highs, we were long in the lows. Shorting the highs, longing lows. We got long in all these areas down here. We got short up here. And this was our target, as my roomies will completely attest to. When we hit it the other day, we had chatted about this in our live room for weeks and weeks on end, recorded in our top-down analysis that we do every day. We were talking about we're going to get to that number. We just really believed, and we put our money where our mouth is. We kept shorting it, and when we finally reached this the other day, we went long. So you drop down into all your time frames and you see the 4-hour buy signals, the first push, the initial push, the pullback and retest, the second push. Now it's now it's not so good. It's meeting a lot of resistance up here, a lot of resistance here and here. This all used to be very supportive right here, but it's not anymore. So we're out. And even though we can't ever catch the bottom, and even though we can never catch the top, we're not really caring about that. This is a 1 hour chart now. We are trying to get the meat out of the middle. So we took some meat here, took some meat here. And now that we see this pattern developing, I mean, obviously, we're not going to be long. I mean, it's indicating a fall to the B target. So could be looking at this thing dropping potentially 470 pips. Wait, from where we're trading right now. What is that? 490 pips, right? Might take a bunch of hours, but it sure looks like it'll happen with the bear harmonic on it. See? And, you know, the dollar, of course, looking at the dollar and expecting the pullback. So I hope you all have had a really great trading week. Yeah, I am overboard on my time. It's 21 minutes, and I'm trying to be good and not abuse your time. Last week, I really sucked it to you with 30 minutes, and I'm sure that made some people pretty unhappy. So being that I'm overboard, I guess what I'll do is I'll just quit right now and say, why not throw a couple of dollar crosses in there? Say US dollar NOK, or maybe US dollar MXN, US dollar SEK, US dollar DKK. You know, pick something and just give them a shot with, of course, your dollar index that you want to see. And if you put it on all time frames, I believe it'll help you a lot to have a good chance to see which way it's moving, so that you can determine where you need to get in, where you need to get out. You know, you want to do the best job you can as a trader. And I believe that looking at multiple time frame charts will really help you to do that. So I hope this video has been a help. If it has, please do me a favor. Please, here it comes. I know the pitch. Oh my God, he's going to ask again. Yeah, it helps us. Okay, if you put it out there, it'll help us. Hit the like button, the thumbs up button. If you dislike us, we do not want to know about that in a little baby way. I want you to really dislike us. Let us know how bad. So hit it twice. Push that button, not just once. Hit that dislike button 2 times to really let us know. Make your vote count. And if you like us, you know, please click a like or a thumbs up or whatever. Share with your friends. And if you got 5 hours a day to learn for the laughable price of 50 cents an hour, we will teach you a skill that will set you up for the rest of your life. You get this? If you commit to it and you get it, about 4 or 5 years out, you'll never want for anything again as long as you live. So I wish you all a wonderful trading week next week, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care. Have a great week, everybody.